Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Let's play with cards and explore our shadow. I'm going to start with A Course in Miracles reading, number 227, lesson 227. This is my holy instant of release. Mother, it is today that I am free because my will is yours. I thought to make another will, yet nothing that I thought apart from you exists. And I am free because I was mistaken and did not affect my own reality at all by my illusions. Now I give them up and lay them down before the feet of truth, to be removed forever from my mind. This is my holy instant of release. Mother, I know my will is one with yours. And so today we find our glad return to heaven, which we never really left. The daughter of God this day lays down her dreams. The daughter of God this day comes home again, released from sin and clad in holiness, with her right mind restored to her at last. And so it is, and so you remember. It takes a lot of courage to follow your spirit. So we all are awakening, and usually it takes a painful experience to awaken. So maybe you've awakened through a painful experience, or maybe you're about to awaken through a painful experience. If you're about to awaken, it's okay. It's going to be okay. It's actually going to be better than okay. But this is what we need to do if we want to save this planet. We need to follow our spirits, and that takes a lot of courage. And I am leading the charge with this, or I'm one of the people leading the charge. There are a lot of people that have been on this path or gotten set on this path and are helping others right now to walk their path, because we all have our own unique truth and our own unique path. And we're bringing it into the world. So this can be a very exciting time and a very challenging time. So first, we're gonna play. So first, I'm gonna pull a card from the Carolyn Myss Archetypes deck, and we're gonna look at archetypes. Detective. So, great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. That's the light side. And the shadow side is voyeurism and falsifying information. So that's kind of like when you don't know the answers, you just make it up. But you are on a quest for seeking the truth. What is your truth? It's your truth. I was deciding whether I wanted to share something or not, but I don't think it's that relevant to you. It was relevant to me, but I don't think it's that relevant to you. Okay, what other archetypes do we want to explore today? Are we ready to look at? The Saboteur. Ooh, that's a good one. Highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. If you took control over your life, if you were the one with the power. The shadow attribute induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. So I was listening to a tarot reading this morning, and they were talking about how when you're close to the end of your of doing something, of achieving something, that's when your saboteur comes out. It's so ready for the next stage that it just jumps ahead, but we really need to make sure we finish what we what we've been working on so that we can really enjoy the fruits of our labor. So it's finishing up the final stages. Oh, and we got the Fool. Fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. I love that one. The Shadow attribute is using humor to wound rather than liberate. Denial of your emotional truth. I have been finding this one very helpful lately. I've been lifting up into this lighter energy of just laughing at everything because it's so ridiculous. And it's a great coping skill. Of course, you need to know when to be serious and when to be, when to honor others' seriousness. But I love this one. I love this one. Okay, so I think we're gonna leave it at that for these cards. So we got the Detective, the Saboteur, and the Fool. And let's see, what is the story that's happening here? What is this story trying to tell us? So, seeking out the truth by using observation and intuition, that is following your spirit. Like, what is your spirit telling you? So I was talking to someone yesterday, and people don't usually talk about talking to God or spirit unless you open that to them. But I was kind of surprised. I was talking to somebody about how I was listening to my spirit and my soul. And they started talking about how they did that too. So that's really cool when you talk about it and then other people talk about their experiences too. And it normalizes it, and then we all can realize that our spirit is talking to us. Okay. So let's get a card from the Light Seers Tarot. Well, we'll get some cards from the Light Seers Tarot. All right, what else can you tell us about the Detective, the Saboteur, and the Fool? Okay, so we're looking for our truth. We're using our observation and intuition. We're listening to our spirit. But we are a little bit afraid of if we take responsibility for our life, we're afraid of that. And yes, that is what was happening to me. As I started to make these decisions for myself, I felt a lot of fear around, is this the right thing? I'm gonna fail, everybody's gonna laugh at me, everybody's gonna judge me. I actually don't really care as much as most people do about that, because I've always been a little bit different. It still affects me, it still bothers me, but it doesn't, my spirit is so strong, it doesn't really matter. Like, that's just stronger than anything in me. And that's probably true for you if you start listening to it. Okay, we got the Knight of Swords and the Star. Let's see if we can get anything else. Yeah, that is, okay. So we're off on an adventure. That's what that one's telling me. But what about you? What is it telling you? It may be different for you. So really feel into that card. What does that feel like for you? And we're following our star. We're following our spirit. We're following our inner guidance, our inner wisdom. Okay. So the highlights of the Saboteur highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. I had like a million changes in my life. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but my whole life was completely changed over the last year, completely. And it took some like really getting used to, like waking up in the morning going, where am I? And some of my friends, even from the outside, were like, what are you doing? Like, my friend told me, this is what I was thinking about sharing with you before. My friend told me yesterday, and this kind of hurt a little bit, but I felt it from her first. So I was like, why is she like fighting me? I feel like she's been fighting me a lot. I'm like, why is she fighting me? And she said, like, I'm so inspired by you. there's a part of me that just is like, what the heck are you doing? This is crazy. And then there's another part of me that's just so inspired by you. And that felt really validating to me, because I'm like, I do feel like that from other people, that like anger at me for following my path, for following my truth. And I didn't understand it. So when she explained that to me, it was kind of a relief to understand why I was getting that feeling from her. And she said, you're an inspiration to women, I was like, wow, well, that's cool. I'm glad it was for something. Because it was hard. It was hard. But I think all of us, though, are really being called to listen to our spirit. And it usually is through some event in your life, or your spirit just nagging at you and pushing you. But it's going to push you until you do what's right for you. And I'm here to just tell you it's going to be okay, that you are being provided for, you are being supported, and you will find the resources that you need. Because really, everything is love. Everything is spirit. Everything is energy. And so when you're pushed to that by your spirit's also going to show up for you and provide for you in whatever way you need to be provided for. And that was my experience. I didn't know where I was going to live. I didn't know how I was going to support myself. And all of that showed up. All of it. So we don't realize how much power we have inside of us. And I think the Fool card is just helping us to laugh at whatever else is around us it's helping us laugh at the illusion. It's helping us realize that this is all illusion, and what's real is our love and our power. So I think the Fool is just helping us like deal with what we see all around us. That's just the letting go of the illusion. How absurd it actually is. Okay. We got two more cards. We got the Nine of Swords. This is the judging. This is that judging. Other people judging, you judging yourself, that harshness of, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I look crazy. And then the Seven of Pentacles, you're planting seeds for your new life, what you want, what you really want. Okay, that's cool. And you're nurturing them. And they're growing. You're creating. You're co-creating with spirit. Okay, let's see what we get from the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. Okay, cool. We got deep knowing. That is your spirit. You know it's been talking to you. We got between worlds. And this is a really hard place to be, but that does feel like where we are right now. An unfinished symphony. Okay, that's also the same kind of message I was getting from that other tarot card reading this morning, that we still have a little bit of work to do before we end this cycle and we really create that new cycle. So what is it that you have left to do? When I bought my house, I knew it was going to be a fixer-upper, but I knew that I needed to kind of repair my spirit and my heart because it had really been hurt. So I saw it as an opportunity to like physically work on my house and use that kind of as like a metaphor of working on my heart and putting it back together and honoring myself for what I had been through, really seeing what I had been through and how hurt, honoring yourself. and what you've been through, because that's actually your gift. I was talking about that the other day. Alchemizing your shadow, or alchemizing whatever it is that you struggled to get here for. Like, that's your gift to the world. I heard another one, the obstacle is the way. That is your gift, and that's what you're birthing from. So we got the deep knowing. That's listening to your intuition, empathy. Intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into a dialogue with Source, the consciousness that you are a part of but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their journeys, to access their inner guidance. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. This deep knowing allows you open the door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of human experience. You're given information that may make no sense whatsoever to the logical mind or five senses, but which is 100% correct and true. So people are going to judge you from the outside, but they don't know what you're here to create, what you're here to birth. They don't know. So let them judge and laugh it off. Laugh it off. I experienced that yesterday. I went somewhere that I knew it was going to be all around me, the judgment, but I had to go there for my son, and it was hard to hear people like that. You don't even ask for their feedback, and they're giving it to you, and it's like, I don't know. It was hard. It affected me. I didn't want it to affect me, but it did, and it made me mad because. It made me mad, but it also made me feel stronger. Like, it also made me feel stronger. The trick is to listen, then to act accordingly. You're now invited into this sacred dialogue of deep knowing, so tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. Ask and you will receive answers from unusual sources. So that's all how you speak to spirit and how it speaks back to you through everything. It will speak to you through animals, through music, through poetry, through art, through whatever you're drawn to. It speaks to you through numbers, and the more you listen, the more it speaks to you. So this is really exciting, and the more you follow it, the more it leads and supports and provides resources. So this is a really exciting journey, and it's also scary. Okay, between worlds. Transitions, not being quite out of one situation and fully engaged in another. Temporary blindness, no man's land. So also, you probably aren't going to know too far ahead what's happening. That's another part of this journey, is you can't see where you're going. And what happens is it's almost like one step appears at a time. And that's okay. It helps you to stay in the present moment where your power is. So it's all designed for that reason, to help you stay in the moment where your power is. And then you make the decision as whatever you need appears before you. Between the worlds is where you must let go of the tendency to make assumptions. This is a time when you are unable to see what is ahead. Cultivate curiosity and trust the process of change and growth. You are done learning the lessons of recent experiences. In this place between what was and what will be is a state of making and unmaking and making again. What is essential now is to admit not knowing. And that keeps coming up for people. That keeps coming up through my messages. You have to be able to say you don't know. So many of us just want to know. And we want other people to think that we're sure and we're secure. It's bullshit. We don't know. And it's okay to not know. It's okay to be curious. That's the only way we can learn and grow. Sorry, I just feel strongly about that. There is a great freedom and power to be unleashed. A mystery that is not yours to understand weaves the web of life within a divine matrix of consciousness greater than your own thoughts, feelings, beliefs, desires, and decisions. The seeds that were planted in the past begin to take root. But what surfaces will probably not be what you expect. When you are between worlds, you are invited to see with the curious eyes of a child, glimpsing a rainbow for the first time. Do so and you will not be disappointed. So we're also engaging our inner child, which is very connected to our spirit, which maybe is our spirit, our inner child. And we're playing. It's okay to play and have fun. Okay, that's what we want to do, right? We want to play. Unfinished business, an incomplete lesson, lack of closure, a need to make amends. This is a time to tie up loose ends as you near the completion of a cycle or project and mastery of a lesson or skill. Before you can move forward, it's important that you come to terms with where you are now. Okay, so that's part of knowing what is it that you have to complete. Where are you now? One of the things that I have been doing in therapy and that I learned in family constellations is to just acknowledge what's there and the power of that. And as you do that, it just kind of settles into your body and helps you really see everything that's there and help you make better choices. So I would just acknowledge, it's sunny outside. There's a breeze. I would acknowledge my partner or whoever's in front of me. You don't have a job right now. No, I'm just kidding. That's a little bit harsh, but whatever it is that you're dealing with, acknowledging it, but in a gentle and compassionate way. And once you acknowledge it, you can really sit with it, integrate it, and then you move from a place of power. When you're really looking at and accepting and agreeing to what is there. So it's just about acknowledging what you see, what you feel, what you hear, what you experience. That has so much power. Just acknowledging. Okay. Practice radical acceptance. Take inventory so that emotional and psychological closure can occur and the answers you seek will be found. Excuse me. You can't move forward if you are leaving things unfinished. Reflect on what has passed so that the symphony can finally end on a high note. Okay, so that's really all I have for you with this, but I do want to do maybe one or two of the messages from the guides, but I really like all of that. I think that's a good message, a good, solid, clear message. And sometimes I bring in too many messages, I know. I love to just keep giving. But sometimes when you keep giving, and I think that's a good lesson too, sometimes when you just keep giving and giving and giving, people aren't ready to receive, and then you're not valuing your own gifts, and they're not valuing your gifts. So I think it helps to see, to acknowledge if people are ready for your gifts or not. Or people are ready for you to share with them things. Like I was telling you about yesterday. I didn't ask for that advice from anyone. So if people aren't asking for your advice, you don't need to give it to them. They're not asking for it. But if people are asking and you have something to offer, then that's great. They're gonna value it, and then you value yourself. I've been trying to do this new thing where I don't talk to people when they're on their cell phones because they're not listening to me and they're not valuing what I'm saying. So for myself, I don't want to feel frustrated and like I have to repeat myself, and because I'm putting out energy when I speak. And so if I see somebody's on their phone, I don't want to waste my energy. I don't want to waste my breath. So really, what you have to offer is a gift. And I did a couple videos on giving and receiving. So it's a gift what you have to offer. So really think about how you want to package it, how you want to honor your gift. And if you think about it as like a gift, you can think about what do you want to wrap it in? Do you want to put a bow on it? Like, what, really just thinking about it in that way. And then when you send it out into the world, people value it because you're valuing it. Okay, I think I'm also talking to myself here because I think I'm definitely talking to myself here. And usually we are. Like, if we listen to the things that we're telling other people, there are also things that we need to hear. We need to listen to ourselves. Okay. So we got, only one came out, but it's set your intentions. Okay, and I'm putting that in the middle. Set your intentions. You are living in a world of creation. Within your mind, you are able to manifest any situation that you want to experience, as long as you clearly know what you desire. And a lot of times we don't, and that's okay too. Then you must purposely set your intention by you must purposely set your intention. Okay. By setting your intention, you are sending a conscious thought out to the universe that you want something specific to occur. The universe will give you exactly what your soul sends out, so the clarity and purity of your intention is essential. You then need to act as if your intention has manifested. That's a good part of it. The key to manifestation rests in your ability to hold the focus of your intention and not waver, because otherwise you will confuse the universal ordering. When you meditate and commune with your guides, you will often receive a vision of a life event that you all agree would be worth experiencing. The spirit world will work on their end, but it is incumbent upon you to set the intention and then be open and receptive. Like real seeds, intentions cannot grow if you hold on to them. When you achieve clarity and are ready to let go, release them into the universe so that they can find fertile ground to grow. The more you use passion and emotional energy to put forth your desire, the more energy you are allowing the universe to use for the manifestation. The next step after releasing them is to let them go without any sense of attachment. Just remain centered in a restful awareness of receiving back to you what is for your highest growth. Okay, so that may be part of the unfinished symphony. Just keep holding that intention and acting as if. I've been getting that message a lot lately. You need to realize that the universe heard you, and that's happening. What you want to happen is happening. That's the message I've been getting. So start acting like it is happening and get yourself ready to go. That's the message that I've been getting. So I wonder if you're getting something similar. Like, the universe heard you, so get ready, it's coming. Okay, that's all I have for today. So bless you on your journey. I love you, I see you, and it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be better than okay. It's gonna be amazing. Just have courage and faith and trust that you know the answers that are right for you. You know your truth. You can listen to your spirit and trust that. And you will be provided for. Just listen, stay present, and don't take too many steps at once. Just one step at a time. And breathe.